Are you struggling to lose weight no matter how hard you try? Well, the problem might not be your effort. It could be what's actually in your food. There are hidden chemicals and additives and all these things that can be really slowing down your metabolism, making it super slow and sluggish. These 11 dangerous food additives could be slowing your metabolism. So let's today uncover the truth behind it and help you learn how to avoid these food additives and how to read an ingredient label. The shocking fact is that there are more than 10,000 chemicals allowed to be in your food that is not overseen or approved by the FDA. Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Lucas. I'm the owner and founder of PhD Weight Loss, where we have served over 10,000 people nationwide, collectively helping them drop over 366,000 pounds. Today, I'm going to uncover the truth around these hidden chemicals in your food that could be sabotaging your weight loss. Let's dive in. There's this interesting legal loophole that allows manufacturers to classify these certain chemicals as generally recognized as safe, but they're really probably not safe for your body. So I've got a list here of these hidden chemicals, and I'm going to be looking down, not making eye contact with you as I'm going through this list, because I want to make sure that I hit all of them and you have all the information you need to make good decisions when you're choosing your foods. The first one is potassium bromate. It's found in baked goods, found in packaged breads and pastries, things that have a really long shelf life that could be on your shelf for a few years. Really, we shouldn't be eating any food that can be on our shelf for a long time and not go moldy. It's a possible human carcinogen and it has been linked to cancer. So really, we want to avoid that one. Then there's polyparaben. It's found in pastries, tortillas, baked goods. Again, these things that can be on the shelf for a long time. Really, our body doesn't recognize these chemicals and these foods as real food. It doesn't know what to do with these foods. This also can cause developmental and reproductive harm, something we want to avoid, especially if we are pregnant, carrying a baby, growing a human. The next two are BHA and BHT. These are found in cured meats and snack foods like potato chips. They're found in cereals and processed snacks. They're linked to cancer as well. Then we've got titanium dioxide. This is found in a lot of candy. It's found in brightly colored candies and sweets like Skittles, like Pez candies, all of these things that are super colorful and you think, where the heck did that color come from? It can damage DNA. It can pose other health risks. This is why we are really pushing to get these chemicals out of kids' foods. Our kids who eat a lot of these candies, they shouldn't really be eating a ton of candy anyway, but if they do, we don't want it to have a ton of chemicals. We've got all of these artificial dyes, red 30, red 40. I did an entire episode on red 40 alone. So if you want to dive into that, check out that episode. Found in all of these things, candies, Pop-Tarts, sodas, all of these things that are really brightly colored, and it's linked to development issues, behavioral problems in children. I have one son who struggles with Tourette's, another son who struggles with ADHD, and I know that if they take in these food dyes, it makes things a lot worse. So our young kids who are busy, their brains are developing, they're going through hormonal changes, they do not need to eat and consume these dyes. I want to know, have you guys struggled with this at home? Removing these foods that have these food dyes for your kids, for your grandkids? I want to hear about your struggles. I am right there along with you. So drop your struggles or what you've done that have been successful in the comments below. Aspartame is another one of these hidden chemicals. It's found in soda, sugar-free products. I also have done an entire episode on all sugar substitutes, zero-calorie sugar substitutes, and aspartame has been found not to support weight loss or a healthy body weight. So if you are consuming aspartame thinking that it's going to help you achieve a lower body weight, the science does not show that. It's also linked to cancer, hormone disruption, and metabolic issues. So you don't need aspartame. There are other options that you can consume if you want sweetness and not the calories that won't cause these negative health outcomes. Another chemical is ADA. It's found in bread and pastries. It's linked to cancer, liver, kidney injuries. So if you have a kidney poor health, you're going to want to avoid that chemical for sure. Then there's propyl gallate. This is found in chewing gum and vegetable oils. We know that we don't want to be consuming a lot of vegetable oils and seed oils anyway. They're really inflammatory. A lot of research linked to that and poor health and actually significant weight gain. So we want to avoid that chemical as well. It can cause hormone disruption. It can cause asthma. So if you are sensitive to asthma and you experience allergies, this is going to be a chemical that you want to make sure that you avoid. And then we've got methylene chloride, trichloroethylene, and ethylene dichloride. These are found in decaf coffee and spices. I personally just drink decaf coffee, and I make sure that when I can, it's organic and it goes through a water processing, not chemical processing, because of this reason specifically. So it's associated with increased risk of cancer. Things that we want to avoid, cancer risk continue to climb. And if we can eat the cleanest foods, we are going to be supporting our body to be the healthiest it can be in this more toxic environment that we live in. And then lastly, we've got sodium nitrate. This is found in processed meats like deli meats, hot dogs, and bacon. You can get these type of cured meats that are cured more with a salt and celery instead of these sodium nitrates. These sodium nitrates are linked to an increased risk of cancer when they're used in processed foods. If this feels overwhelming to you, I feel you and I understand, and I was there personally. And that's one of the reasons why I created PhD Weight Loss, is to take out all of the guesswork. You can have the help you need to understand what to eat, why to eat, when to eat it. So if you need that type of help, just click the link in the description and we will guide you so that you can learn more. There was this really good article that came out in 2024 discussing the impact of these food additives and how they are linked to fetal malformations. And I think it's really interesting because this article was retracted. And we don't commonly see articles retracted, on our favorite GLP-1 drugs, on all of these things that big pharma and big food seem to be pushing. However, when it goes against those things, we see these articles like this example retracted. I don't know, it makes me super suspicious. Making changes in our habits is really hard, especially when these foods are really delicious. They've been created to be hyper palatable. They have been created so that we become addicted to these foods. And we didn't know that these foods were bad for us. There were so many ads and commercials and documentation pushing these foods on us that they're healthy, that they're fine to consume. And we consumed these without knowing the potential negative health implications. So now that we know, there is a way to create change, and you can create big changes in your overall health by taking small, simple steps. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. Like one step at a time is going to create huge positive impact in your life. So a few things that you can do is, number one, you can read ingredient labels. And I have a lot of episodes actually where I talk you through exactly how to read an ingredient label. But the most basic thing is to turn the package over, whatever you're consuming. And if it has more than 5 things in the ingredient list, just put it back on the shelf. Like, it's just not for your body. Even better if you can pronounce those 5 things and you know what they are. It's the 5 ingredient list rule. If there's more than 5 things, just put it back. You want to avoid processed foods that have long ingredient lists because it's more likely that they're going to have these chemicals in them. It's more likely that these types of foods were created to be hyper palatable and addictive, something that you don't want for your body. And when you can, you want to opt for minimally processed foods. Same thing. So like, what would go bad in about a week and no longer? You're going to find that when you shop and eat this way, your fridge is much more full and your pantry is much emptier. So you're going to be focusing more on your fresh veggies, your fresh fruits, your meats, and you're not going to have as many things in a box or a bag. Chemicals in our food are just one aspect of this big picture. If you get rid of the chemicals in your food, it's going to allow your body to work more efficiently. But will it alone allow you to drop, say, 40, 50, 60 pounds? Probably not. You need the whole picture to allow the body to make really big, dramatic, positive changes. And if you feel like you need help with this big picture to drop, say, 30, 40, 50, 100 plus pounds, then click the link in the description to learn more about PhD weight loss. Also, if you need help when dining out, that can be super tricky. Just just check out my video and I give you lots of tips so that you can dine out confidently and successfully.